Hey there, my name is Cloud, and this is me enjoying my runs and the best gifts of life with my ladies. You can say I'm passionate about running. Welcome to my channel, dedicated to recovery and rehabilitation. Thank you for joining me in this journey to recover from the big C and hopefully someday soon run again. Hey there, here we go, another day, another grind, rehab and recovery. Come on, let's do this. We got this. Uh, Day two training for this week, for this training block for this week. And I'm off to a good start, I think. After this, I'll have just two more as my promise and commitment for this week. And I'll be satisfied with that. And if you're curious to know, it's actually 9:30 in the evening. After dinner, I fell asleep. I was kind of tired, not exhausted, but just tired. And I ended up snoozing inadvertently. I had a really nice power nap, like a 20-minute power nap. And I kind of really got my second wind after that, so I was able to recharge. So just goes to show you and me, more importantly, that if you find excuses not to do this, there's always going to be 100 excuses not to. Too tired, too sleepy, too busy. But again, I'm glad I found myself down here. I mean, I was tired. I kind of really didn't feel like it tonight. Last night I was up to it, but tonight I really had to dig deep, to come down here and do this training block with you. Just goes to show that if I look for excuses not to, I'll find them. You'll find them. But we got to keep reminding ourselves that we got to put in the work to achieve our goals and our objectives. So goes the battle, I guess, and so goes the fight. To get down here and do this. So tonight, the word of the day is no excuses. We got this. Come on, you and me. A few housekeeping. Back to my current training program for this evening. 3-minute intervals on each of the stations with a push-up, 20 reps, and a couple of pull-ups. I'm doing about 3 right now, so hopefully more soon, but 3 it is for now. And then 20. I think the 20 is starting to feel manageable and doable, so probably as I move past this week, I'll start to do more sets of it. Would be the progression, the natural progression of my training program. So again, we got to put in the work to see some results. And the results that I have for myself are not that lofty. Again, just get my quality of life back, that's all. Previously, I was sharing with you some of the key nutritional supplements that I've been using since I started on this journey towards recovery. The liquid IV has been integral, that I've been using on a very regular basis to help me hydrate and kind of really fight through some of the horrible side effects, and not only of just the surgery post-op, but especially the struggles through chemo. But tonight I also wanted to share with you some other foods that actually helped me quite a bit throughout, my recoveries, especially and particularly right after the the chemotherapy. And the first one is the simplest: water and ice chips. Oh my gosh, when I lost taste for food and I had all that nausea and horrible side effects from the chemotherapy, ice chips and ice cold water was, a godsend to me, that helped me hydrate. Doing a lot of dry heaving because that was one of the side effects. I kept throwing up and was very nauseated, but the ice chips and water really helped a lot. So that was one. The second one was apples. Apples without the skin, by the way. Normally, when I eat apples, I love apples, and I eat the skin. But I, throughout my recovery, the better idea was to have it without the skin. So yes, peeled apples was very helpful, and the more tart they were, the more actually I liked them, or I tolerated them, really, because fighting through the loss of appetite and the not eating after chemo was horrendous. Apple kind of helped pull me through. So that's number two. The third thing that also helped me throughout the recovery process actually was oatmeal. Actually, with a little bit of salt and sugar, if that makes sense to you. I added, a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar. I guess just to kind of give it some flavor and take the blandness away. But I did not use milk, to go with the oatmeal, just oatmeal and water. So that helped a lot as well. And the last thing that I also ate quite a bit throughout it was menthol candies. I practically was gobbling them throughout most of my days. That really helped, that horrible, yucky feeling that I had in my mouth. This is right after the chemotherapy, the dark days of chemo, I call them. They were very helpful to me. And I struggled with keeping weight on. Notwithstanding that the surgery, I kind of lost close to 10 pounds right after the surgery. But a week and a half, going on 2 weeks after the chemo, I lost another 10 pounds. And to me, that was very concerning. In a way, kind of frightening. I kept a good track on my weight almost on a daily basis, and I just kept seeing it go down a pound or two, almost every other day, down to at my lowest I was 162 pounds, I think. There's about, and that's nearly 20 pounds lower than my usual walking weight. So I found myself very concerned at that point. When you have cancer, obviously, just losing weight is not a good thing, not a good place to be. But when the side effects started to wither away, 6 weeks, 7 weeks post chemo, I started becoming ravenous. And I just started eating, and I started having cravings. And, as I've said in my previous post, I've kind of gained most, if not all, that weight back, and then some. And I don't want to gain any more. So, that's another thing that I need to keep an eye on as I hop on this recovery program and training regimen. Not just to gain strength and endurance, but also keep an eye on my weight, because you also don't want to gain too much weight when you're on targeted therapy meds. So definitely I think for me, the whole process of weight loss has played some, psychological impact in my perception of my journey and my recovery, in such a way that it has compelled me to consume more calories than I otherwise would be consuming, hence the weight regain. But I guess what I'm really trying to say is that, you know, your mind plays tricks on you when you start to see your weight fall like that in a matter of weeks, in a matter of days. It turns a switch in your system that, oh no, I shouldn't be losing this weight. Let me get some food. And again, I mean, I almost feel uncontrollable. I'm ravenous for food, which also plays into my horrible side effects when I get these abdominal bloating and distension. That's from eating, and probably eating more than I really should be. And this is something that I'm currently struggling with. So, just some insights I wanted to share with you this evening. Wherever you are, however you're doing, we got this. I'll talk to you soon. You take care of yourself. All right. Bye.